Yeah, good evening, everybody. Good evening and welcome to our call for the night. I am going to make sure I can see your questions. And of course, this is our live Q&A. So if you have questions or anything that I can cover, please feel free to write it in the box. And I'll do the best that I can to cover it. Of course, if I can't get the answer, I will go and get the answer for you, and I'll have it for you next week. I'm going to try to get out as close to 7:30 as I can. I've got to go to Best Buy. Oddly enough, I've got to get some like an Ethernet cord for our church, and we're doing some things that I'm involved in for tomorrow. So, any questions? And any questions, I'll take them, and then we will kind of go from there. Any questions? And if there are any questions, I really don't have anything I want to cover tonight, in particular. And that's fine. I've kind of taken to not using this as an opportunity to run my mouth, unless you all have questions. And I am not going to launch volume 5 to the public. I am going to finish it for Ultimate Insiders for Monday, which is the 31st. So I'm looking to kind of hurry to finish that course. I'm just not going to launch it publicly. The title is going to be Expertise Monetization, and it will be it'll be a video course. It'll be over the shoulder. And as I've said, it'll be for Ultimate Insiders. It will not be for the public as of yet. I think I probably will not launch that course until maybe August or September, maybe. I haven't really decided. Let's see. So Jim asking to be unmuted, and I will unmute Jim. I think I am. Let's see if I can do this. Okay, so it says you are self-muted, Jim. And it's muted by an organizer. Let's see. Okay, so you should be okay.
I'm unmuted now. Can you hear me now?
Yep, you're unmuted. Yep, I can hear you.
Okay, awesome. It was funny because you said I was on, and then I clicked on it and it said I've been muted by the organizer, and you were saying that I had, but whatever. It was just kind of funny.
We're good. Yeah, we're in there.
Okay, I'm gonna have to sip my coffee here. Okay, Charles, here's a good question for you that I think other people will benefit from either tonight or in the replay if they watch it. Once again, thank you so much. I meant to send something today, but I forgot I was busy. Thanks for helping me promote my launch last week.
Oh, no thanks needed.
All right, but it was successful anyways. So here's my thought about this. I finally have that. That's my 4th time launching it, obviously. And yep. I know there's a couple little things I want to work on in the notes, very, very minor stuff. But basically, I have a sales funnel that works, especially the front end conversions, this time a little low, but they're about 20%, 21, 22%. And the number of people who bought the first upsell, which is the AWeber Crash Course Advanced, that's 52, 53%. So half of everybody that buys the front end buys the back end. So that's awesome. And the rest of the sales funnel is good too. So here's my question for you. All that time and effort to create this funnel, I've more or less perfected it after my 4th launch in several years. I'm sorry, let me have another sip of my coffee. Hold on.
That's okay.
So here's the deal. Oh yeah, now this is a product. I mean, I'm teaching how to use a product, an application that's been around for 20 years. It's going to be around for another 20 years. It's not seasonal. They're giving away free accounts, up to 500 free, which is awesome. So what I'm saying is there are new customers for my product every day of the week. It's never ending. This is an evergreen topic. So my question to you, I have, like, when I'm on in the past, but I wasn't interested because I'm like, I'm just got to prepare for my launch. Maybe you know where I'm going with this, but you'll get stuff on like, I don't know, YouTube or Instagram where they talk about, don't do the big, the the stress and the terror of the big launch when you can do an evergreen launch. Well, I believe in the big launch because I just did one and I know they work, but I also would like to know, like, how the heck, if you were me, do you have any ideas or just thoughts? Like, this is something that I should be marketing like every day of the week, or evergreen launch, or whatever the heck you want to call it.
Right.
What would you do if you were me? Because the other thing I just want to say, right now the refund rate is 0 for this launch. Altogether for all the products and all the sales funnels for these 4 launches is 0.5%. So I'm saying this is good stuff that people need to have.
Mhm.
How do I get it to them on a regular basis?
Well, you just really have to get in front of people who are going to be wanting to look at it. And so typically people look at Aweber at the beginning of their journey, but let's talk generically first. Let's say that it wasn't just about Aweber. Let's say it's about anything. I think the first thing that you want to do, one really easy thing to do, would be Aweber. I think Aweber still has a certification, so I think that you should probably have that on your site, that you're Aweber certified. You've gone through their process. You understand their process, and then you almost get some traffic by default. So any time that there's a platform like that and there's a certification, um, you should make sure that that badge or that logo or that whatever is on your site, and that when people, when they say, well, here are the certified Aweber experts, here's one of them. So that's a no-brainer. If you know it well, whatever it takes, you could probably just get that and just do that. It doesn't cost you anything to go through their process. The other thing is really, you can brand around uh, new marketers, where I don't know what you want to do, if you're better audio or you're better blogging. But you just need a regular source of traffic, of people that kind of come to you for something. And you can use anything you want. It can be a blog, it can be a weekly podcast, it can be a YouTube channel where you're teaching one thing. And it doesn't even have to be on YouTube. It just has to attract the kind of people who are gonna be interested in YouTube. And because it's kind of a platform that a lot of beginners find friendly, you could do just about anything. You could just kind of set up and decide around how you're going to brand in terms of the information you're going to deliver. And you just pick one that you're best at. So if you're good at writing, you're going to have to learn how to make a blog visible and to continue to get people to read the blog. If you're a podcast person, a lot of people are running to YouTube, and quite honestly, not everybody's good at videos. And so that's why sometimes you go to YouTube and you think, well, man, I really don't feel like watching this person, in 5 minutes every day. And so even if even if they can deliver the content, if they're not good at doing video, then that's not going to be a viable thing to promote something. So I think if you're good at video, then you could do YouTube. If you're good at audio, do podcasting. If you're good at writing, do blogging. But you need one solid source of content that will bring you traffic. And then, I mean, I really do believe that at some level, once weekly, you need to do a free training that you can socialize, you can put everywhere. So in other words, the person that you want to attract, you want to do a workshop to attract and teach that person, so that if they find it on YouTube, or if they find it on Facebook, or they find it on Instagram, they say, well, I'm going to opt into Jim because he's sort of teaching what I like, or I kind of vibe with him, or I kind of get where he's coming from. So I think that the way that you do it is you kind of need the evergreen source of traffic. And that comes from, I think, training every week, and then also having a content um, factory, so to speak, or one way that you create content for traffic. And once you do that, you can kind of build around that. So if you decide I'm going to be a blogger, and because I like to write, and people like the way I write, then you can always kind of come back and do uh, the other ones, video and audio. Now the other thing too is that if the kind of customer that ends up coming to you is the kind of customer that's going to be in the make money online space, um, you could just do another launch. And it doesn't have to be a Weber, but just be something else. And so, um, a product snowball kind of brings you a continual source of traffic, if you're willing, if you're sort of up for it. So let me kind of recap. So first, the weekly workshop. Second, a source of traffic. Third, if you want to be in the MMO space, and that's the customer that you want, those are the people that you like to serve, then you need to develop um, some kind of way for you to launch something, because that's going to bring you an influx of buyers who will buy your AWeber course. That's going to be your flagship course. And then lastly is just, I just kind of recap is, how do you want to position yourself, right? Who do you want to be in the market? Do you want to be an AWeber guy? Do you want to be the guy for newbies? Do you want to be, sort of like the, uh, you know, however you want it, you got to sort of decide on who you're going to be in the marketplace. Because there's a lot of people teaching AWeber, but a lot of people like you. So you sort of want to find the people that when they hear your voice, they see you on YouTube or they read your site, they say, well, out of all the people I like that I learned AWeber from, I like this guy, right? I don't know why I like him. I just like him, right? And so that's so I think that's how I would frame it, if that makes sense.
Makes total sense. Great sense. Um, I like the YouTube because obviously I can do the screencasting, so that's a source of YouTube viewers. And the other thing I could do, I'm not afraid to get in front of a camera and just, yak it up a little bit about one topic or another, just like you do. So it's not, I mean, that's not a big deal for me. So I think that's more interesting and exciting than writing. Here's just another thought, though. One of my first thoughts was YouTube, so you confirmed that, which is great for me. But I'm just kind of wondering, everybody does YouTube, if they want to do videos. Now, I know there's Vimeo, okay? That's where, but what do you think of Vimeo or any other video hosting platform? I hate to just always run with the crowd and be a part of the herd. And so, like, let's just take one example. And if there are other video hosting sites that you know of, maybe you can comment on it. But let's just start with Vimeo. I mean, can you build an audience on Vimeo? Because like you said, it seems like everybody, like if I want to look up how to do anything, I go to YouTube. I admit it. I never
Yeah.
go to Vimeo. So what's your thoughts on that?
Well, anytime you're the only somebody or one of a few, you're better than one of many. It's kind of interesting. I had someone approach me and about being in a bundle, like a PLR bundle. And I really generally don't like doing those things. I just told the guy who's doing one, I think on Monday, I said, I'm doing this because it's you, because I don't want to be one of many, right? And so the only people I've ever not done that for, like Tad El Jazeera, he'll like write me, and then if I try to ignore him, he'll say Charles, so I'll do it for him and I'll do it for this other guy. But in general, your point is, being one of many is not necessarily all that great, even if that's going to bring you a lot of people, because you're still kind of almost like a commodity. That's no guarantee that Vimeo is going to bring you one, but you'll be one of a few. So anybody that's on that site who finds, let's say you're talking about AWeber, the way content marketing works is that somebody sees one thing, they want to go watch everything once they find out they like you. And so
Right.
if you've got that thing there, right, you got a presence there, you could find that a few people that come across there, right, and get into your marketing funnel, are the kind of people that will like you deeper than you would find on YouTube. Because right now, everybody's running to YouTube. And, I think, you just said it. I guess Dan Kennedy says that, if you want to know what not to do, it's what everybody's doing. So in general, right? Um, just because everybody's running for YouTube, that's a good reason not to do it. Now, but that does not mean that that's going to bring you traffic. I mean, it might be. I don't like TikTok, but it might be that. I don't like Instagram, but it might be that. I don't like Facebook, but it might be that. And so it really depends on. It's not even about the platform. It's where people like you on the platform. So in other words, you could be a star on a platform that maybe other people teaching the same subject cannot be. And you
Right,
can be a star on a platform, whereas you couldn't be a star on the most logical platform. So it's really where, not just where people like to go, it's where people like to go to see you. And so the only way you know that is you have to test out these different platforms. And so um, I would try Vimeo, right? There are probably ways that you can be discovered because that's the key, right? People get on YouTube because YouTube has a discovery algorithm,
right.
right? Because quite honestly, I think it's Soren, right? Soren Constantine for years has done Udemy because they have a discovery algorithm. And so because they have a discovery algorithm and he does courses, they're not big courses. He does them so that people come to him and people who are looking for things find him. So if you go any place where there is a discovery algorithm, then that's you sort of have to be there long enough to determine if people are going to like you there and people will opt in and buy stuff. But I don't think that there's any one answer. I think Vimeo could work, but you've got to figure out how do you get discovered? And there's a process, whatever it is. Um, it's probably different from YouTube, but it could work, I'm sure. So the answer to your question is yes, maybe it could. It could.
Okay, no, that's a good answer because otherwise I'm just in my own echo chamber. It sounds like it could be a decent idea, but you might get on and shoot it right down and say, no, I know other people that have tried that, don't bother, but you're saying give it a shot, so that's what I'm going to do. Speaking of, you mentioned Udemy, okay, real briefly. So for this launch, okay, I've just created a brand new your personal use rights. No, that's the personal use. But anyways, I created a personal use and a PLR. So I kind of expanded on yours a little bit if you want me to send it to you, because see, you have PLR rights that you give to people. It's good. I like it. It's just simple. It doesn't have all the legalese. I might talk to you about that on the next call. But let me, if you want me to send this to you, I have the bunch of things that you cannot do, and I'm just a little more specific. No, in the end, we probably don't have the time or legal or the money or the legal, representation to enforce any of this, but some people do want to follow the right thing to do, but they don't know what it is. So here's an example that I think you should include in yours, Charles, and I'm including in mine. Cannot be added to, okay, for your stuff, your videos, two things: cannot add to video hosting sites like YouTube or Vimeo ever, okay? Cannot be added to sites that sell online courses such as Udemy or Skillshare ever. Cannot be used as content for your own website or any else's website ever. Because obviously, if they take your courses and put it on their website, they're giving it away for free. But also, I don't want them putting it on YouTube or Vimeo. I don't want them putting it on Udemy or Skillshare. So if you want, I can go to your support and send this to you. Does this sound, yeah, and if you want to use it from now on, you can use it. Does that sound like a good thing though? What do you think?
I don't really have a. I know a guy who has put, stuff on Udemy. I don't really have a problem with that so much. And honestly, when it comes to someone educating their customers, people have written me, right? And they'll say,
Yeah,
well, can I use this and have people come behind a wall and educate people? And I'm fine with that, right? So
right,
if you have customers, you want to educate your customers, and you don't necessarily want to sell it outright, but you want to bring people in, you want to have them come to your site. What I don't want is for people to put it on YouTube. I'm
right.
pretty specific about that. But I'm a little more liberal in that way. And I haven't had any problems yet. I mean, I might in the future, but um, yeah, I think that when you and I before I was kind of protective because I thought I might put it on Udemy, and I said I'm not going to do it
Right.
because I'm just not gonna. I'm not going. If I were, I would write that in specifically if I thought I was going to put those courses on Skillshare Udemy as
Right.
its own course. But because I'm not, I mean, if somebody wants to redo it, they want to put it on there, really and truly, Udemy's rules are such that they really are not supposed to do that, right? But
Okay.
sometimes Udemy doesn't catch everything, so you know how it is. Yeah, so I'm pretty um, not flexible, but for the most part, I'm pretty flexible, right? Now, if it shows up on YouTube, I got a problem, and I haven't had a lot of problems with that. So, knock on wood.
Right, which is a good thing. But I don't think, because I looked at your PLR rights, because I was looking as that as a template for my PLR rights for the Aweber crash course, and I'm like, oh, you didn't. I don't think you specified it. I don't know. I don't know. So I'll just send this to you if you want to use it. But no, for me, if they want to put it on a paid membership site behind a firewall, or even if they want to train their group, 1,000 people, that's fine. I just don't want it. I don't want someone to see the Aweber crash course on Udemy, and then they don't buy mine, and that would be your concern. It's not that you're going to put your courses on Udemy, but you don't want people to get the ultimate insiders, whatever, and then like so now they're not buying it from you because they get it all on Udemy and they're giving all the money to somebody else. That was just my thought.
Yeah, yeah, no, no, no. Yeah, I'd say I, I would be fine with somebody using it or redoing it, putting on Udemy, because a PLR buyer in general is not going to go to Udemy to buy it, right? So if people are going to use it in general, those are two different kind of customers. So the kind of person who's
Right.
going to learn over on
Yes.
Udemy, they've got a different mindset. And so that's really kind of so I don't really see the need to kind of draw those distinctions at this point. I could in the future, but um, but I've drawn those rules pretty liberally, and I've loosened up on them over the years. Right?
Right.
They're where they are a lot more liberal than they used to be. I used to have like 10,000 things on there, but I don't anymore because I do
Also,
so many. Right? I do a
yeah, you
lot of
have
them
so
now.
many courses, so like nobody's gonna. But this is my one baby. This is the one thing that.
No,
So if
correct.
that gets
I
stolen
think
and given away, I'm kind of like,
right. No, I think that's important that because this is one of a few that you should be drawing those lines in terms of
right,
rights very strongly, and you should I mean outline it really down to the letter, and
right,
I mean of course what you really want is to kind of push people to contact you because in some cases what you really want is for because I've had people, I generally do not do master resale rights unless you pay me. Now, I've had people come and they'll say, well, can I do master resale rights with this? And I'll say, yeah, for a price.
okay,
You know, so,
right, right,
so and that's good. You're gonna find that, right? If somebody comes to you and they say, well, Jim, um, I'll give you $800. I want master resale rights. You might say yes to that. So what you're really trying to do, what I try to do is I want people to be pushed to contact me if they got something that they think they want to do and they're not sure. And so you want to leave it open that much
right.
so that they contact you if they got something that they want to do that's really a no, but could be a yes.
You just gave me a great idea. I may put that in here. Contact me. Like if you want to modify or anything, contact me.
Correct. Right. You want people to contact you. Anything for price.
Anything for price.
We're
There you go.
marketers, right?
Right. All right. I don't want to take any more of your, whatever you call it, your Q&A, your webinar. I'm sure other people have questions and stuff.
All right. Okay. Take
Thank
care,
you.
Jim.
So
Okay, Santu, I think you are unmuted. I think you are. You should be unmuted now, Santu. I think you've got to unmute yourself. Oh, you're not unmuted? Let me try it. Attendee is self-muted. Okay. Okay. All right, can you get on now? That's weird. Okay, how about now? Are you able to? Okay, you should. I'm gonna keep my hands off, and it says you're unmuted, so you should be able to go.
Oh, I think I've can you hear me?
I can hear you perfectly.
Awesome. I've done it. Okay, great. Okay. A bunch of questions. Sorry to be pummeling you with lots of questions.
Go
I
ahead.
did watch the video that you recorded onto YouTube. I just have some follow-up questions from that recording. You mentioned so this is
YouTube.
around surveys. You mentioned there's a WordPress plugin for surveys. I didn't catch
Correct.
the name. Do you know what it is?
Yeah, it's called.
You
I think it's
you
just
mentioned
called. Yeah, I think it's just called Survey Funnel, and
but that
it's
was
a survey.
yeah, that is what you wrote, but that was surveyfunnel.com, and that's not a plugin, that's a website.
I can
Unless
find it.
you
No,
download the plugin from their website.
yeah, it's a it's kind of a. I remember I used to be part of this uh like 10,000 memberships that I'm part of, but
Oh my
it's
God, how do you sleep at night? I mean,
how do I what?
how do you sleep at night if you're having to go through 10,000 memberships or know
Yeah,
about them? Like, my God, you'd
oh,
be up 24/7 going
well,
through it.
that's what they say I do.
Oh my God, you're as bad as me then.
Let's see. Okay, so plugins and themes. Okay, so I'm going to give you the company that I know does it, and let me put that in the chat. It's called WPICA, and I know that they do, or at least they did, a survey funnel plugin. Um,
Okay,
and
great.
yeah, let me see if I can find it here in on screen. I hope I can share my screen here.
And there's something I should probably add, and I apologize for not saying this sooner, just for clarity. Yeah.
Survey funnel plugin. Okay, here's one. Survey funnel. Did they just make it? It used to be. Okay, yeah. So this is going to be. They're going to have a free version of this, and
Mm-hmm.
then there's a paid version. And I think with the paid version, it might be um, some additional, or it might be part of a membership. Because I know I may be, I used to either used to be part of the membership, or I may still be part of it. And this plugin is actually will route the person based on their answer to a specific page. I think that's the way it works. Now, obviously, it's going to be it's probably going to be um, limited unless you via.
Unless I pay, yeah. Yeah, and I just wanted to say, on the video, I wasn't sure if you understood why I was asking about this, and it wasn't for me to kind of like purchase a membership to a software program. It was just for me to create a survey for a lead magnet so people can, download the lead magnet and then take the survey as the lead magnet. So is that what you were talking about in the video?
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, the plugin will give you that functionality. And you can do it probably. There's no way to do conditional logic where you route people using something like Google
I know,
Forms, and
I know.
yeah, I've tried.
It's
So
not suitable. It's not suitable.
yeah, so you'd have to almost, in order not to spend your life trying to put this together, it'd probably be faster to do something like this. And even SurveyMonkey isn't quite made for that. I mean, it
No.
does that so that when a survey ends, you can kind of send the person to that site. You know, I think that the way SurveyMonkey works is that the person finishes a survey and you can kind of dictate the URL where they go once the survey ends. A survey funnel is kind of different because the person answers question A certain way and question B a certain way. You then send that person to a different page, then
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah. And I think
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
what you're talking
Yes. Yes. A survey monkey is not appropriate. Because it's just a quiz that you're filling out for them to get straight bog standard feedback, and then that all those answers of the feedback goes back to the creator, right? Because they want to know what you're thinking. That's
right.
not what I'm talking about, because an assessment, like, they need to know what category they fit into, and that requires something like survey funnel or this other one that you mentioned. Like, they need to go to a certain page that pertains to their category, right? So
Right.
like if you've got like 4 different personality types, for example, they need to know whether they're A, B, C, or D. And they only want the results of A if they're A, So
Right. Yeah. Still, SurveyMonkey is the appropriate way to deliver an assessment. Right. I don't know what the survey funnel is. You can kind of modify it, but it's really based on somebody coming to answer survey. But if you're trying to do an assessment where you're trying to say, okay, well, what kind of leader are you? If you score 50, then you're a servant leader. If you
Mhm.
score a 70, you're a transformational leader. And then that routes you to a different place. Now you might be able to do that with Survey Funnel. I mean, I haven't looked at this plugin in a long time. I had good intentions when I was going to use it. I didn't use it, but you know, I know that this company has been working with this plugin for a long time.
Mhm. Okay. Club. WPICA Club. Okay, WPICA Club. Okay. I will look into this and I mean, do you know if SurveyMonkey can do what I've just described or not? Like, do you know from
You're gonna have to
experience?
work. Yeah, I looked at it. I looked at SurveyMonkey this week.
Hmm.
In fact, and I think so. So here's what I was thinking I was going to do. I didn't know if I was going to be able to do it, so I wanted to be able to create a survey and then pass a template on to people that buy, let's say, a course. That was not going to work with SurveyMonkey. Um, what I think the SurveyMonkey will do is it will route the person at the end. I
Yeah.
think.
That's not, I've taken a lot of survey monkeys and that's not my experience. They don't send me anywhere else. They just say, would you like to create a survey monkey quiz? Here's our website for you to do one yourself. Thanks for filling out somebody else's quiz or survey.
Right. Well, typically, if you pay them a little more, then they'll give you conditional logic. That's what I was looking at because I was willing to get conditional logic even if I could pass on the template to other people. There's no way for me to pass the template on to somebody else and be able to import that template and have a free account. Um, So I just abandoned it. But looking at them, um, there are ways that you can do, and they call it conditional logic. I, every company has that means something totally different. Like
Right.
they got something they mean by it. Google got something they mean by it. It sounds fancy, but at some level, it's person answers A, B, or C, and they end up in a different place based on those answers. How they do it, it's all different. And of course, you can do it with Google forms. It's just not made to collect leads. It's just not made to do that. And you
Mm.
also have issues, when you can't really sell services that Google creates. And that's another
Yeah.
thing. I mean, that's why I can't really give I can't sell anybody a
Yeah. It's all
survey.
right.
You're
I'm
right,
I'm
right.
I'm
That's
not a fan
correct.
of Google Forms anyway, or Google Suite of anything, so it's all right. But SurveyMonkey, you can collect their email, right?
Yes. Yep.
Okay, great.
You
Can
might
collect
have to do
emails.
it through Zapier.
Okay, can collect emails. That's fine.
I mean, I'm
Um,
almost certain you have to do it through Zapier.
okay, through Zapier. Okay, no problem, because I've just recently set up an account with them.
Yep,
Okay. Can I go on and ask a bunch of other questions?
of course. Let's see.
Um,
Now oh my goodness, it's 7. Well, go ahead. Go ahead.
okay.
I was going
Um,
to try to cut out, but
aren't
I'm
these
already
sessions an
late.
hour?
No, they're 30 minutes. They used to be 30
Oh,
minutes.
oh, right. I didn't know
But
that. Oh, sorry.
no, it's fine. No, but I mean, I missed it now. So we're good. Go right ahead.
Yeah, we might as well keep going. Good logic there. Okay. Thank you. The next question is about Warrior Plus or JVSU, those kinds of platforms. It doesn't matter necessarily what the name is. Um,
Correct.
and I've heard of a few other names recently as well, which I can't remember. But my question is, could I sell a meditation, an audio meditation, a little audio meditation and accompanying item that I created on Warrior Plus without having to coordinate any kind of affiliate program, like just straight out sell it like you would on Amazon, for example, or eBay?
Yes. Mhm.
Yeah? Cool. Okay. Um, that's fine. And then but is there a chance that people might see it and approach me and say, hey, can I get, 40% of this and promote it for you? Like, do people
Well,
approach other people?
you can make it private in terms of if you're not trying to have it be discoverable in the network, no one's really going to see it unless
Okay.
you show it to them.
Right. So the way it sells on Warrior Plus is me giving a link to other people saying, "Hey, buy this product." So it's really like it's like a Warrior Plus is like a sales page.
Correct. It drive you if you're driving the traffic,
Hmm.
then uh, it doesn't have to show to anybody. It can be
Okay.
private to
Okay.
the marketplace.
Right. So anyone
Right? It
who might be,
doesn't sound like you're really looking for people in the marketplace to know about it, right?
yeah, yeah, to be able to buy
Okay,
it.
right. So you're just wanting to use the platform per se and
Yeah,
not have it be discoverable.
by affiliates because it's such a low price point. I don't really want to be like negotiating with other people, percentage of them to have half the cut of this product because it's so low. It's a very low ticket item.
Well, what you can do with that is you can set the affiliate score up to something like 70, and then tell people in the notes that they want to promote to contact you personally. Most people don't want to bother with that,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So you could make it discoverable, and
Okay.
then you could set the score, the affiliate score, so that it's 70 or 80. That's going to
Hmm.
wipe out most people. That will wipe out most people.
Hmm.
They're going to get a message saying this person's not accepting affiliates right now, and then
Hmm.
you want to put in the notes that, well, hey, if I don't know you and you're
Hmm.
interested in this, contact me. You're not going to get a lot of people, trust me.
Yeah.
Just by saying that, most affiliates are just kind of looking to just kind of bail in and out. They're not going to contact you.
Yeah. Okay.
Let's see. Oh, I need to put my glasses on. Okay, I'm listening to you. I've got a few questions here. So
Okay. I might come back to you on that another time, but that's enough information for me to just, I think, begin to just put it up there and see if people just kind of randomly search Warrior Plus, right, to see what's on sale, what's on offer.
Not a lot. Most of that traffic from Warrior Plus comes from affiliates. It is an affiliate network. So just about everything that comes through there are not a lot of people that go shopping in the marketplace.
Okay.
Now, what's going to happen is that if you decide to make it discoverable, depending on what you designate that it is, let's say you decide it's going to be a video related product. Everybody who has a video keyword is going to get access to that product. Now, what I will tell you is that if you decide you wanted to give rights to it, you'll probably find a lot more people who are wanting to buy and promote it, right? So if you set it up so that you say, well, hey, you can resell it or you can reuse it, like you can set it up that way on the Warrior Plus network or JVZoo, you get a lot more people to buy it and a lot more people to promote it. Now, is it going to be a ton more people? I don't know. I have seen there's one. What's your name? There are a couple of PLR creators that are kind of in that space, right? That do those things. And if you want to do it as PLR, let me know. I'll introduce you to them, right?
Okay.
I mean, they would know more of that market than I do. But I'll introduce you to them.
Okay, thank you. Then my next question is it a good idea to sell courses on Amazon? I was at a training and this guy was trying to say, oh, you could sell anything on Amazon, even courses. And I'm going, I don't recall being able to buy courses on Amazon. Is this guy a scammer? So I just, wanted to get your thoughts on that.
Well, it's probably Greg. Greg's been teaching this for a long time, and basically,
Okay, I didn't want to mention names. Maybe we'll.
No, he's Greg's a good guy. When he teaches, I've been thinking about bringing him on, but he's like a busy guy to catch up with. But Greg teaches that you can sell a CD, and basically you're going to create an audio course, and you make your audio course available by Amazon FBA. So just like everybody sells stuff on Amazon, your inventory is going to be CDs.
Yeah.
And so now his method is not really brand centric. So in other words, he's more like, well, find a niche that things are selling. And he probably even says that in his training. He's looking for a market where things are selling, and he's going to sell. If everybody's talking about basket weaving today, then he's going to do a basket weaving course. It's going to be an audio course, and he's going to put it on Amazon, and he's going to put it next to or put it with baskets. So that when people come to get baskets, they say, oh, well, you can learn how to basket weave too. And he teaches people, I think, how to go, let's say, source the basket. So let's say you source the basket on Alibaba or wherever you source it. But the value is that you're going to be creating this course, and that's what you're going to charge people for. You're just adding on the basket in order to make it sell. So he's got a whole method like that. So yes, you can sell a course, but it's not like you're going to Amazon and you're putting your course up there.
You're having to to either have somebody else do it, or what he's saying is you have to create a product, whether it's a DVD or a CD or something, and that is a big hassle than selling a digital course that people can just instantly download or access. And that's where I realized, actually, this is far more work. There's a lot more production involved in
Oh yeah,
translating your digital course into a physical product that you sell on Amazon. So I think I'm gonna back out of that.
yeah.
I don't
Well,
have the time.
yeah. See, here's the thing with Amazon. I mean, you just got a lot of people coming there, and when they come to Amazon, they're coming wallets in hand. So people don't go to Amazon
I'm
to
sorry,
they come.
can you
Oh,
lean
right.
forward? I'm not, I can't hear you very well. Can you lean
Yeah,
forward?
no.
Start that again.
When people come to Amazon, they're coming to buy stuff, and
Right.
so I would say um, it's six of one, half a dozen of the other. You have access to that traffic if you're willing, but
Mm.
some people are not willing. Like I have not figured out how to get it into my rhythm. And for me, I would have to do something off brand and produce something in terms of the information that would take me out of like what I do. Like so, if I just talked about the fact that I spent an hour in SurveyMonkey. Well, that doesn't show up any place until I do a course, right? I can't do a SurveyMonkey course necessarily on Amazon and add it to, something in a consumer market. So for
Mm.
me, it would just be, I'd have to create some new process and create some way of sourcing information and knowing things that wouldn't work for me. For some people, they don't have to know anything, right? Right? If people don't spend the time, let's say, studying that I do, then they could. They're so basket weaving versus business process. They're indiscriminate. They don't care. They're just looking for what's selling. They're going to get something to help you to sell it and then putting on Amazon. If you're indifferent as to how you construct product and information, it can be good, but you're not. It's like I'm not. So it may not necessarily work in the same way, and it may
Mm.
not necessarily be something you want to do. But for somebody who's indifferent
Mm-hmm.
to having their selling their expertise, it could work.
Okay. But it's probably not going to work for my niche, is it?
I'm not going to say it's not going to work for your niche. It's like it's that it's determining because let's say because you've got a broad I don't you've got a broad um, channel, and it could happen that if you're dealing with grief, I mean, I could envision some of the print on demand folks, like if you have a course like an audio CD or something physical or something that they can get on top of a journal, and then you
Mm.
sell it in a set, and it also comes with this, I don't know, some let's say, a stuffed animal of some kind. Or you know what I mean? That's a
Mm.
package that they can't get elsewhere, and that's going to
Mm.
sell in a different way than you trying to sell a course, and
Right.
it's going to be seen by people who would never go to an online course, right? Who would never buy a Kindle
Right.
book.
Right.
They're going to see like the teddy bear,
Yeah.
right? So and so if and so that's the kind of thing you can do on Amazon. And I think that's what Greg is teaching people how to do is to how to find these other elements, how to find these little sub niches, and as I understand it, he'll just wear it out. So he'll just sell stuff until it stops selling and move on to something else. So if the teddy bear and the journal and the CD all in one package, if it sells, he'll just ride that until it doesn't work anymore, and then go find something else.
Mm.
So yes, so it does not work in the same way as let's say uh, a digital course, but it works. You just got to be willing to kind of work it differently. It's a different
Yeah.
set of muscles.
Yes, that's very well said. And would he direct me to somebody who could manufacture these products that I would put on Amazon, or would I have to source that out myself? Because I'm not in the product production business, so I wouldn't have a
Right,
clue how to do that.
right. So it's some of both, right? He is. I think he teaches it now. Of course, like everything else, I have his
Yep.
course. I haven't been through it. Uh, I've bought everything. Um, you know,
You're just like
so
me.
yeah, I have it. I've been, years ago. I mean, I've known Greg for a long time,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
I, uh, but in fact, interestingly, the summit that I was going to do for Monday
Hmm.
was going to be where his interview is going to play. Because I did this interview 7 months ago, and what I may do is I think I pushed that summit back. I've pushed that summit back to August. I will try to get him on live because I recorded something with him,
Hmm.
and then try to get him to explain it a little more. But
Hmm.
it's a it is a process where he does these webinars where he says, okay, you go to Alibaba maybe, or you go to this key person and you get the let's say the teddy bear, we're just using that as an example, and then
Hmm.
you have the journal made on create space, and then and now I don't know whether he puts them all together at his house. I get the impression that some of them he puts together and then he packages them and has them shipped off to Amazon as a package. So, yes, there is some construction, but the main part of the construction, somebody else does. I mean, you can have anything made, right? You can have
Yeah.
T-shirts and all kinds of other stuff. Yeah, I think if you're willing to kind of put it all together, Mrs. Harper would not let me have, a bunch of boxes in the
Mm.
house. Oh, yeah, I'm kidding about that, but you know, um, it's just a matter of what you would be wanting to do.
So
I
you
mean,
would,
until you have a warehouse.
yeah. So you would source all the stuff, have it in your house, and then ship it off to a warehouse that Amazon has somewhere, right?
Correct. That's the FBA process.
FBA, what does that stand for?
Fulfilled by Amazon.
Right.
That means Amazon puts it up. They make it so that all the customer has to do is buy the stuff. When they buy the
Right.
stuff, it comes from their warehouse and it ships out to them.
Right. And that's what Greg is selling, how to
So
do
great.
FBA,
With
right?
information, with information. So he's
Oh.
basically teaching people how to take information,
Hmm.
package it with other things so
Right.
that they sell. So they don't, so you're not just trying to sell a course, you're basically
Right.
catching people who have demonstrated that they want these things, um, let's say in a physical sense, and then you're adding on information. I don't want to say jacking up the price, but you're pricing the information, and that's really where you're making your money. You're making your money not on the teddy bear or on the journal. Those are almost priced at cost. You're making your money because you're adding a CD with the information. You're saying, okay, well, this whole package is going to be $50 because it comes
Mhm.
with this grief training that you can't get elsewhere.
Right. And that grief training has to be in the form of a physical product that they get. It can't be like a downloadable.
Okay, you could have, let's say, one part of the grief training. You could
Hmm.
let's say that you decide to put it on a cheat sheet. Not that you would do that. Let's say you decide to put it on a card and you
Hmm.
laminated the card. I think he sort of teaches this, right? And
Hmm.
of course, I'm not doing his concept justice. So they buy the card, right? The grief, the grief diagnostic.
Hmm.
Just read the card and figure out where you are in the process and do that.
Hmm.
But then you say that when you buy this package, you automatically get access to my membership, but you've got to initiate the process. So you don't
Hmm.
sell the membership per se, but you say, hey, as a free bonus to this, And I'm not sure whether you can say it on the sales page or not, or whether you say it in the, I don't know. You might not be able to say it until they actually get the product, but you're basically saying they bought the card. They bought the card. That's the information, but
Hmm.
they get access to the membership for a year. Whether you can say that on the sales page or not, I don't know. But that's basically, you're still selling information. It's just you're getting a wider audience and you are packaging it in front of people in a way that they're not going to see a digital product.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so I should, he's probably like thinking I forgot about him, but I will try to see if I can revive that. I was gonna do it for this summit, but nobody is. I'll see if I can get him back.
All right. And one last question, please. Um, you were talking about YouTube earlier, and you were, acknowledging that some people love to get on videos, and some people are more audio people, and some people are more writing people. How likely is it if I were, so I'm an audio person. I don't necessarily want to be doing podcasts necessarily, but if I wanted to do like a quick YouTube short, or just, randomly talking about something I learned, could I do it as an audio with my logo on it for my niche? Because people tend to want to see my face and want that kind of human connection. So,
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you can do an audio and
mhm,
just paper it over with on Canva and
yeah,
then put it up as a video.
yeah,
So it's just basically an audio,
yeah.
but you can do. There's something called Headline app, and it does a little waveform with it. You do something like that. But it could just basically be a video, which is basically an audio that you
Hmm.
upload to YouTube.
I mean, do you think that would be popular and people would actually like listen to it? Because they're all looking for videos, like they're looking for faces and animation and engagement and entertainment and all that kind of stuff on YouTube, or information. I mean, how to kind of thing. So
It,
do you
you
think?
know, yeah, no,
Hmm?
it just depends on where people find out about you, and what their
Okay.
expectations are. And so if people discover you, and this is the kind of the catch-22 about YouTube. Um, when people discover you someplace, that's what they expect. And so
Mm,
if people discover you in a place, and this is what I've always said about Facebook and about TikTok and all these other places. When people tell me there's a ton of traffic over there, I agree, ton of it, ton of traffic on Facebook. Am I going to get the kind of customer that will eventually be an ultimate insider? I don't know, right? I've had better success in other areas finding that kind of customer because that's who I want. So, so, so if you get somebody who's oriented toward, as you say, watching videos,
mhm.
is that going to translate into the kind of customer who's going to come all the way to the end of your funnel? And there's no way to know that though
Yeah, until you try.
until right, exactly. So
Yeah.
you'd almost have to stay there long enough, and then you'd have to
Mm,
kind of see, okay, well, who's coming all the way to the end of the funnel? Like who's signing
mm,
up for coaching with me? Where'd you
yeah.
come from? And you can track them, and they came from YouTube. Then I mean, you keep doing it, even even if it's not a source of great inspiration. Now, YouTube is a grind, right? You
What does
have
that
to.
mean?
It
You mean
means
you have to
that
be
you got to.
consistent?
You means you have to do it when you don't feel like it,
Right.
and you know you got to like being in the comments. You have to like all that stuff, and if you don't like it, you've got to have the kind of spirit where you will do it even if it's what I mean. So you got to have that job like quality. It's got to become that job like thing, so that you know it's almost like farming and milking cows. Like nobody feels like milking cows, but they get up in the morning and they milk them.
Yeah.
So You know,
Yeah.
it's so whatever it is about that, if you can be like that about YouTube, the people
Mm.
that do it well, they do it no matter if they feel like it or not.
Yeah.
And that may or may not be you and YouTube. It could be you and podcasting.
Yeah. Yeah. To me, jumping onto, I mean, what I might do is I'll put on what they call an intro video and say, you know, my YouTube videos are going to be audio only because I'm not always camera ready every day, and I want to bring good value to you on a daily basis or weekly basis. And the best way for me to do that is to do it via audio. So sit back and listen, and I hope you enjoy something like that as my intro, so that there's an expectation that they're not going to see my face as I put out regular content in audio.
Yeah, yeah. Um, only thing I don't know if I'd tell them. I wouldn't tell
I'm
them
not
anything.
right.
Yeah,
Okay.
I would just do them, and
Right.
they'll get
Okay.
the message
I
when
don't
they see right 5 of them.
I don't need to
It's oh,
justify
he's like
or explain, right? Is that
yeah,
what you're saying?
yeah. I would just start doing them, carrying
Right.
them around, see who comes and see who
Okay.
says. And some people might write you and say, I want to see your face, you know, that kind of thing. So
Hmm.
who
Yeah.
knows?
And
Only one way
when
to
you
know.
said, yeah, exactly. Just try it out. And when you said you can track if they sign up for your coaching, how do you track? Simple click tracker, is that what you mean, or some other way of tracking?
Well, what autoresponder do you use?
Constant Contact.
Okay, well, you should know. I think you'll have to set up their tracking. I know
Yeah.
Aweber has it, but you should know how they, you know, the path they took. And you should at least see all the way to like the first product. Like you could be able to trace them where they came in, how many of your emails have been opening, and let's say what product they bought first. And if you know they bought your front end product and they bought it 2 years ago, then you got a pretty good idea. And this person came to you, discovered you from YouTube. Now, if you, depending on how you got your, you know, your tags and all that stuff set up, you just want to tag people when they come in so that you know where they came in. So now they, you know, it's a lot easier now to tag people. So wherever they come in your autoresponder, you got to
But how
make
do
sure
you
they're tagged.
the techie bit I'm not understanding is like if they see me on YouTube, oh, it's if they click on my lead magnet or something, that's how I know that they get
Correct.
right. So through the lead magnet. Okay, I got it. I got it. You
So
just filled in the
everybody
missing.
on, let's say, this one page, let's say
Yeah,
Santu one, they
yeah,
get
I
tagged
got
with
it.
YouTube. Right. Yeah.
Yes, 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 yes. Yeah, I'll create a segmented list in my CRM that says YouTube or something like that. Yeah, I got it. I got it. Thank you.
Yep.
And then the last question you mentioned, Headline app. What's that?
Headline app is kind of this, uh, it's a way of being able to headline, headline app. Uh, I think it's a kind of a way of taking audio, turning it into video, and then um, you can do some things with it, like put a waveform on there. Right. So I just put that in the chat.
Wait a minute.
And
Did you just does a waveform make a static photo like movable? Is that what's happening on the
it's
screen right now?
well, it has those little, you know, the bars, right? So your picture would be still, but the
Hmm.
bars would be going as you talk.
Right. Oh, I
Right? So it's like
see.
a wave.
Right. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay. What would be the point of that?
It makes people who want to have something to watch
Right.
on a video, for
Right.
whatever reason, people just they engage with it. Now
Okay.
again, you know, the problem is, I'm not the problem. It, how a person comes in is what they're going to expect. That's the thing.
Hmm. I wonder if this does these waves like automatically, and it's just like a quick button that you press, as opposed to finding pictures that change every so often to keep people engaged.
No, no, it's a process. You just kind of, you hook it up
Hmm.
to your, I haven't done this in a long time. I had to turn this off, in fact, but you hook it up to whatever your process is, your audio source. It
Hmm.
takes every audio that comes through there. Let's say it's your RSS feed. It takes every audio, turns into a video, and then you set it up so that it always has the same waveform. So every time it has,
Hmm.
you know, the episode art and then the waveform, you can set it up so that all your episodes end up looking like that.
Does it add pictures if you want instead of waveforms?
Yeah. Yep.
Really?
Now again,
Cool.
it takes some work to set up, but
Hmm.
it's not hard work, but it does work.
And once you set it up, then it's just a click of a button in future times.
I mean, you can set it up so that it just does it itself.
Hmm. Cool.
Yeah,
Okay.
you shouldn't have to click anything.
I'll
So I
definitely
think
look
that
into
the point of the headline thing is that it comes through and then it does all the work. It'll post
headliner.
for you, in fact.
Wow, that's awesome.
Mhm.
Headliner app. Okay. Awesome. Thank you very much. This is a brilliant, brilliant information. Headliner app. Okay, got it. Thank you. That's all. I'm complete.
That's okay. Let me see if we got anybody else. Uh, let's see. Any other questions? Gail, did you have a question? Okay, no, Gail did not. Gail just had a comment. Dr. Medley. Okay, I see you, Dr. Medley. Okay, give me a shout, Dr. Medley, and we'll hook up with you. Okay, any other questions? Any other questions? Well, everybody, I certainly appreciate you all being here. And let me kind of make sure, let me get everybody, let's see, where are the attendees? There we go.
Can you give me can you still hear me, Charles?
Yes.
Okay. Can you just give me
Trying to
1 second before you close out the
Yeah,
room?
go
I
ahead.
just want to grab these links. So don't close out the room yet. I'm just grabbing these links to save.
Okay. Yep, no
Thank you.
problem. Well, everybody, what I will tell you is that, let's see, this week I was going to do volume 5. I was going to release volume 5 of New Market Workshop to the public. I will not be releasing that to the public. I will be finishing it up for the Ultimate Insiders, but I'm not sure when I'm going to release that to the public. So just kind of keeping up. The next course will be next Saturday. It'll be on content marketing. And so that'll be that. Okay, if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me. And then also, just kind of make sure that, let's see, is there a Tuesday? Is there a Tuesday call this week? Gail, no, I'm not. I'm done with the hackathon, finally. I'm finally done with the hackathon. On Wednesday, I will probably be doing a pitch. And then on Thursday, I think in 2 Thursdays, I'm going to start training again. So I think I'm going to start with the MMO course. I'm not sure. I'm either going to do MMO or start the 52-week thing. One or the other. I haven't really decided which one, but it'll probably be Thursdays. And not this Thursday, but next Thursday. And I'll start the insider training. I will sell that also to the public. But Tuesday, we're done with the hackathon finally. It was supposed to go 4 weeks and it went 8. Not what I want to do. All right, let's see. Well, I think that is, I think that's it. And Well, thank you very much, everybody. I appreciate y'all being out here, and I will chat with you all soon. Okay, appreciate you all being out here. Have a great night, a pleasant tomorrow. Take care.
Bye.